Good afternoon. Welcome to Gold Star Stadium, named in honor of Chaminade's 56 Gold Star alumni who gave their lives in defense of our freedom. We would like to welcome all fans in attendance and extend a special welcome to our friends from Seton Hall Prep. This contest is to reflect good sportsmanship and fair play at all times. Any objectionable cheers, inappropriate gestures, or unsuitable language is unacceptable. Do not stand at or lean on the railings at the front of the stands. Please respect our referees, coaches, staff, and one another. And please enjoy the game. Smoking is not permitted on school grounds. Restrooms are located at the base of the bleachers on the side opposite the field, facing Jericho Tournament. At this time, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And we're live from Gold Star Stadium, home of the Chaminade Flyers, as we have a JV lacrosse matchup. Chaminade Flyers are taking on the Seton Hall Prep Piracy from New Jersey. I'm John Thomas alongside RJ Ciafone. RJ, what would you say are the keys to today's game?
Yeah, we'll start with the Flyers, John. This is a big game for both sides leading into the playoffs, but for Chaminade, we talked to their head coach, Donald Mayfower, and he said this team is like a family, and this late in the year they need to stay like a family. They play like one and for each other. And on the other side, for the Piracy, this is new for them. They're from New Jersey, so they don't play with a shot clock. They're another team looking to win their championship, so both teams going red hot for the postseason right now.
This is going to be a great matchup. A JV lacrosse matchup, as Seton Hall Prep is currently 7-2 on the season, Chaminade 11-2, and they are on a 7-game win streak, and they're hoping to keep that alive.
Yeah, well, the keys for both teams today also are the turnover battle. Whichever team can capitalize on the turnovers more is going to win this game, because both of these teams are so defensively sound. But if there is a mistake and you can capitalize, that could be the difference in this one.
Definitely. So as the teams are getting ready for the face-off, let's have a good game. It's going to be a good one. Seton Hall Prep from New Jersey versus Chaminade Flyers from Long Island. Joshua Granum for Seton Hall taking the face-off, and Luca Santucci. Granum wins the face-off. To Coakley. Shot clock starts. To the X. Back around. To Merkwanker. Merkwanker. Paltos charging. Paltos trying to stay off his man. Merkwanker. Defensive battle over here. It's picked up by Merkwinker again. Knocked down. It's a ground ball battle over here. Oh, no one has the ball yet. The ball is going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be Chaminade ball.
Yeah, so far, Seton Hall has done a great job of keeping the ball in the Flyers' end, as the time on attack for Chaminade has been so impressive this season. And so far, Seton Hall's taken it to him through the first minute.
Trapani has the ball. Overwork. Passing it to Knapp. Knapp charging. Knapp to Trapani. Trapani, good save by the goalie, number 17, Brennan Lyons. Trapani back with the... Out to number 5, Ryan Basil. Trapani having a catch. Macchia. Charging. We have 10-13 left in the first quarter. Russo. Russo to Trapani. 10 minutes left. Trapani still has the ball. Trapani trying to get around his defender.
Seton Hall doing a nice job keeping this box defense and not allowing Trapani or the Flyers to get inside.
To O'Rourke. To Basil. Basil shoots and he scores! Chaminade is up 1-0 with 9:38 left in the first.
Great passing for the Flyers, outweighing Seton Hall's defense, moving it around the top, and Ryan Basil walks in and rips it to the top left corner. That's picture-perfect offense from Chaminade, and nothing that the Seton Hall netminder could do there.
Chaminade goals.
Back to the face-off. Granum versus Santucci again. My apologies, that was Beckham Fisher out there for the face-off. No one can get the ball, falls on it. Playing great defense right now. Joe Shalcono has the ball. Shalcono juking his defender. Back around. Basil has the ball. Passes to Russo. Russo goes in. And it's a pass deflected off the goalie. Number 17, Brennan Lyons.
Great start for Brendan Lyons in net. The Flyers, since that early Seton Hall flurry, have done a great job of coming back to the other side and putting the pressure on. But Brendan Lyons has done an unbelievable job keeping Seton Hall in this thing so far.
Granum gets fouled. And it's going to be Chaminade ball. Into Sapienza. Back to Sapienza. To Zorro. Zorro to Knapp. Knapp back to Zorro. They're having a catch. Knapp again. Knapp charges around his defender. Knapp's gonna look to try to get a pass off. Pass is to Jack Russo. Back to Knapp. Great save by number 17, Brennan Lyons, for the Piracy.
Another great job from Chaminade, just outweighting Seton Hall. They're not forcing anything inside.
Shablik. Frischmo. Sable. Sable to Pautos. Pautos back to Sable. Sable's going to try to charge, and he's met with a block. Trapani not able to get around him. Oh, it's a ground ball. Picked up by number 51. Ben Rayner has taken control of the ball and it's knocked out of bounds. It's gonna be Seton Hall ball. Merkranker. Martin to Pautos. Pautos has the ball, trying to get around this defender. Pautos. Sable to Merkranker. Merkranker trying to get around his defender, Trapani, he does. And it's an errant goal. It's an errant shot and goal. And it's going to be picked up by number 28, Jones Voorhees.
So far, Chaminade doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball.
Heave up to Russo. Knocked down, picked up. Minori getting around his defender. Minori back to number 8. Martin. Pautos, Pautos cannot get the ball and he picks it right back up. Pautos, a shot and he scores! Grady Pautos, and it's a goal for the Seton Hall Piracy with 6:23 left to go in the first quarter.
Both teams showing how bad that they want this game. Chaminade started off hot, and Seton Hall has come back with a goal of their own. It's now 1-1, and we're in store for a great one.
And we are back to the face-off. Joshua Granum taking on Luca Santucci.
Seton Hall goals scored by number 4.
Last time this happened, Joshua Granum got the face-off. Santucci, it's a fight. It's a ground ball back into Chaminade territory. Picked up by number 36 in Aquino. Oh, it's going to be picked up by Granum. Granum still has the ball. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. To Martin.
And thus far, both sides really kind of sloppy play to start. A lot of turnovers, but both of their netminders bailing them out so far. We'll see which one starts to take advantage of the other side's mishaps.
Up to Sable. Minori looking for his guy. Finds his guy. Out in front of the goal. Back to Martin, and the pass is deflected out of play. It's going to be Chaminade ball. RJ, as we're just finishing up the halfway point of this first quarter, what are the keys to the game so far?
Well, so far, like we said, the turnover battle, but both teams doing a great job of staying disciplined. Really looks like both teams are really trying to win this game for confidence. As we saw, Seton Hall beat St. Anthony's earlier in the year, as well did Chaminade. So both of these teams very evenly matched, and that's been the game so far.
Basil to Knapp. Knapp looking for his guy, walking. Up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke back to Knapp. Knapp trying to charge O'Rourke back. O'Rourke again charging his man. It's an errant pass up to Trapani, and that ball is out of play. It's going to be Seton Hall prep ball.
Yeah, that was great defense from Seton Hall there. They were able to force Chaminade to keep it on the outside. We know that Chaminade so far has been okay with that, and then they move in, but Seton Hall did a good job of not allowing Chaminade to cut in or get any opportunities down low.
Yeah, these passes have been errant so far. Knapp picks up the ball on a turnover by Seton Hall, and Knapp is fouled. It's going to be a timeout with 4:15 left in the first quarter. RJ, it's a 1-1 game. It's all tied up. And what have been the things that both of these guys really need to fix up on? Because we've seen some errant passes, bad passes, but we've also seen some good passes and some goals.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, John. I mean, again, both teams need to stop making these errant throws. And, you know, the passes, they're going to start to connect. We know that Chaminade as Coach told us, they've been a family all year, and they've had the injury bug this year, so maybe not playing with their strongest of guys on the field, but they continue to fight, and that next man up mentality has really helped them this year. So we'll see if some of those guys can maybe step up in this game to try to stop that. And for Seton Hall, I mean, it's really the same as the Flyers. A shorter team, shorter bench, and, you know, we'll see if they're able to get this thing done, because both teams so far haven't played their best. Whichever team starts to get it going is going to have a real shot to come away with a huge win towards the end of their season.
I completely agree. As the teams are finishing up their season, Seton Hall is 7-2, looking to keep this momentum going into the playoffs. And Chaminade, once again, trying to keep this up. They have their Regs Rock game in 2 days and their playoff game in 5. So both of these teams would have a great impact if a win is to occur, but we'll see who gets the win.
Yeah, you nailed it, John. I mean, again, we talked about both of these teams have expectations to win the championship in their league, and very well, we can see both of these teams hoisting up that trophy. So this is a huge game to get them prepared for what's to come.
Completely. O'Rourke trying to pass. Trapani gonna move up on his defender. Trapani juking his defender, gets around him again. Trapani up to Knapp. Knapp trying to get his round defender. Deflected shot by the goalie. Has the ball. Goalie trying to get a pass up. If Chaminade was to get a turnover right now, this would be a huge momentum boost. Minnery has the ball behind the net. Minnery to Merkwanker. Merkwanker to Paltos. Paltos back to Merkwanker. Paltos again. Minnery again. Merkwanker. Paltos. Back to Merkwanker. Back to Minnery. Trying to get around him. Martin over to Merkwanker. Paltos, Minori. Back to Paltos. Back to Merkwanker. Just over 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Martin to Sable. Sable to Merkwanker. And the shot's going to be deflected by the goalie for Chaminade. Ben Rader with the ball, trying to move up the field.
And so far on that, as we just saw, we talked about Seton Hall not playing with a shot clock in New Jersey, and that came back to bite them, as it seemed like they were too relaxed, and it almost came back to bite them. But they're almost able to put it past Jake Collins. A beautiful save by him.
Knapp moving around his defender. Basil, and the shot is blocked with the stick, and that ball is going way out of bounds, and it's going to be Seton Hall. Excuse me, it's going to be Chaminade ball. That ball was deflected off of Seton Hall. Russo to Basil around the goalie. Basil trying to get a shot up. He does. He shoots and he scores. Ryan Basil. Second goal of the game with 1:48 left to go in this first quarter. Chaminade is up 2-1. RJ, what a game this has been so far.
Yeah, that was a beautiful goal from Ryan Basil, but it starts with Jack Russo doing a little loud pass to Basil, who runs onto it, catches it, moves around the net, and scores. But for Russo, he did a great job of blocking off the defender and setting a nice pick play.
Back to the face-off. Beckham Fisher taking on Josh Granum. Beckham Fisher wins the face-off. Fisher trying to get around his defender. He does. Fisher up to Russo. Russo getting around his defender with the help of Beckham. Sapienza has the ball. Sapienza getting around his defender, trying to get to the goal side. Basil has the ball again. He's getting around his defender. He passes back over. Back over to Russo. Sapienza has the ball again behind the net. Sapienza trying to get a pass off. He can't. He can get one to Russo. Russo getting around the goalie. Russo around the goalie. And it's another shot that is deflected because of the stick. We've seen a lot of these so far in just this first quarter, as Chaminade leads 2-1 with 50 seconds left in this first quarter.
Yeah, great job. We know that Seton Hall's defense is what they are prided on, and Chaminade is the offense. So two heavyweight battles here, and so far Seton Hall's defense has done a very good job limiting the Flyers.
Chaminade tries to get a pass off to Minnery. Minnery cannot get it. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Oh, and it's a huge hit. And Trapani has the ball. Trapani up to Sapienza. Sapienza trying to get out of his lane. 15. As he passes the nap. 10 seconds left in this first quarter. Shot clock is off. And it's a great save by the goalie, Brendan Lyons. Brendan Lyons heaves it up all the way up and past the goal. And that's going to end the first quarter. What a game this has been so far. We'll be back for the second quarter.
We are back here at Ott Field, back for the second quarter, as the Flyers the Flyers lead 2-1 over Seton Hall. So far in this game, we have seen Seton Hall do a very nice job in the defensive side of their zone, combating the Flyers' unbelievable offense. The Flyers at home are 6-0, but Seton Hall is putting up a really good fight so far, and we're in store for a good one.
Chaminade being undefeated at home definitely plays into the factor of, do they know their stadium? And I'm sure they do. They are 6-0. Seton Hall still adjusting a little bit on the offensive side, as they don't play with a shot clock down in Jersey. So they're adjusting to that as the game goes on. We're getting ready for the face-off. Luca Santucci and Josh Granum. Granum has one face-off win to Santucci's 2. Santucci battling it. Trapani gets in there, gets the ball. He's charging. O'Rourke to Knapp. Knapp bobbles it. Gets in front of his defender. He goes for the goal. Trapani drops a stick as he has the ball. Seton Hall ball. They're moving into Chaminade territory fast. Trapani trying to keep up. It's going to be a shot, and it's deflected by the goalie. Sable dives for it. He misses. Back to the goalie, Jake Collins.
Yeah, Collins, a red-hot start so far. He's been their starter all year. He's done an unbelievable job in this one, keeping his team up 1.
Knapp charging his defender, getting into Seton Hall zone very early. Knapp, she shoots and it's blocked and it's back to him and it's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be Knapp's ball as the goalie, Mayans, deflects it out of bounds. Knapp now with the ball is trying to get a good offensive possession going. O'Rourke over to Ruse. Ruse trying to get in his own lane. Ruse still has the ball. Ruse gets around the goalie and it's deflected by the goalie and it's going to be back to Ruse. Ruse to Basil. Basil to O'Rourke. O'Rourke now to Sapienza. Back to Ruse. Douglas Ruse having a great possession right now, but nothing's come of it. Ruse trying to get around his defender. He cannot. It's deflected and it's back over to Basil. Basil falls down, gets back up, and a flag is on. A flag is on the play as two big hits occur on Ryan Basil. We'll see what that is.
Yeah, Basil not happy about that. It looked like an illegal hit to the head, but he was fighting through contact, still able to stay up and get a good chance. The fight and effort from this Flyers team so far, even though this game really doesn't mean anything to their league record, you could just see the heart and desire of this Chaminade team.
I completely agree. Basil was covered by 3 different guys, and he still maintained the ball until he got completely knocked down flat by the defenders for Seton Hall. It's going to be Chaminade ball. Let's hope Basil isn't a little shooken up, but we'll see. As the ref calls him ready to go, Basil passes into Ruse. Ruse back over to Trapani. Trapani up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke back to Basil. Ruse to Trapani. Trapani up to Zara. Russo. Oh, and the ball is way high of the goal. And Trapani is going to resume with the ball. Sorry, Sapienza will resume. Oh, and it's a goal! Chaminade leads 3-1 with 9:38 left to go in this second quarter. That goal was scored by number 8, Gavin Zorro.
Yeah, we've seen all season the Flyers' time on attack benefiting them, and right there it does again. They just dominated, kept shooting, and Seton Hall's defense unable to stop them. It's head-to-head right now. It's now 3-1, Chaminade.
Granum out to the face-off. Granum has taken every face-off for the Seton Hall Prep Piracy. Beckham Fisher cannot get to the ball, and Granum is charging against his defender. Granum trying to get around his defender. Up to Martin. Minori back to Frijimo. Sable back to Martin. Martin again. Martin trying to find his guy. Martin cannot. Minori back behind the goal. Martin again. They're having a catch. Up to Pautos. Pautos cannot get the ball. It's hit into the air. And it's going to be picked up by Minori. Minori cannot get to it. It's going to be picked up by Chaminade. Chaminade has the ball. It's going to be passed back over to Jake Collins. Jake Collins up to Voorhees. Voorhees passes. Joe Salcona has the ball, getting in front of his defenders. Getting into Seton Hall's zone. O'Rourke now has the ball, passed it up to Russo. Russo trying to find a guy to pass to. He cannot. He finds Sapienza behind himself.
Yeah, and Chaminade so far, as you saw there, maybe Seton Hall starting to get a little momentum back, but both teams playing with great anger and ferociousness so far. And in this game, both of these teams really having long shifts of attack on the offensive side.
Yeah, so 30 seconds left on the shot clock, just under 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. That ball is going to run out of bounds, and it's going to be Seton Hall prep ball. Seton Hall now has the ball. Ref blows the whistle. Back to Lyons, the goalie. Lyons stepping up in his territory, moving back up. Sable charging his man. Sable getting behind the net. Sable still has the ball. Sable holding on to the ball. I'm pretty sure that Seton Hall is not fully aware of the shot clock. 40 seconds left in the shot clock. Martin shoots and he scores! Gavin Martin. He cuts the deficit just to 1 as we have 7 minutes left in this second quarter. Chaminade still leads 3-2.
Yeah, you nailed it, John. It looked like Seton Hall didn't really look like they had any urgency to get the shot there, and then they did. No chance for Jake Collins. Great ball movement, and we've seen a good change of pace from both sides, maybe more relaxed.
Santucci again with the face-off. Granum again. And it's a scuffle back there. And it's going to be called dead ball. Trapani now has the ball. Trapani up to Russo. Russo finding his man. Russo back to O'Rourke. O'Rourke to Zorro. Zorro has 1 goal of the game so far, and Basil has 2. In addition, Basil cannot get the ball, and it keeps rolling. Keeps rolling in close to Chaminade territory. It's going to be picked up by Seton Hall. Seton Hall charging the goal. Frigimal up to Minoli. 5-on-6 right now. Frigimal trying to get around his defender. Minoli still has the ball. Minoli up to Merkwinker. Merkwinker up to Sable. Sable back down to Martin. Martin to Martin again. Sable. They're having a. And Minoli has the ball behind the net. Minoli trying to charge around the defender and get to the goal. He doesn't. And the shot is going to be all the way back. And there's going to be a flag on the play. Chaminade leads 3-2 with 5:41 left in this second quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like Desmond O'Rourke's going to get nabbed there for the illegal contact to the head. And Chaminade maybe starting to get a little frustrated as Seton Hall's starting to push them around a little bit. Some undisciplinary plays there. And now we'll see, can Seton Hall get in the Flyers' head to take this game back around? Because they have had the momentum since they cut it to 1.
These two teams are not the biggest in size, but they sure are physical, and it's shown so far. Martin back to Minoli. Minoli trying to find his man. He goes back to Martin. Martin trying to get around his man, Ben Rayner. Martin up to Sable. Sable tries to get a shot off and steady passes, and it's going to be Minoli. It's going to be deflected by Jake Collins, and Jake Collins is going to have a save right there. Back up to Sable. Sable trying to find his man. He gets it up to Paltos. Paltos, it's deflected off the crossbar, and it's going to roll back into Seton Hall prep territory. It's going to roll out of bounds. And that ball hit the crossbar and rolled all the way up to Seton Hall's side of the field.
Yeah, both shots hitting the crossbar. Close calls, but Jake Collins able to keep it out, getting a piece of both.
Martin over to Frigimal. Frigimal trying to get around his defender. He does. Frigimal up to Sable. Sorry, Paltos. And it's going to be an errant shot by number 53, Jack Merkwinker. And that ball is going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be Seton Hall prep ball still.
Yeah, Seton Hall's starting to take this game over.
Merkwinker shoots, and it's past the goalie. It's still going to be Seton Hall ball as the ball was deflected off the goalie, Jake Collins. Martin up to Frigimal. Frigimal to Sable. Sable back to Paltos, back to Sable. Number 15, And it's a goal scored by number 15, Gavin Martin. Gavin Martin extends this deficit to 0. Chaminade 3, Seton Hall Prep 3, with 4:22 left to go in this first half.
Seton Hall completely taking over the game. Looks as if they have brittled down the Flyers defense, and it looks like they have them stalled. They're waiting, and they're getting very good looks, and Seton Hall could easily be up in this game.
Fisher again for the face-off, taking on Granum. It's going to be a guy, and there's nobody there to get the ground ball. Ground ball again. Fisher trying to get the ball again. It's a hit, and Fisher's on the ground. He does get the ball, but it's deflected off of himself, getting it back up, and no flag on the call, but it will be a timeout, and we will be right back with you with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in this second quarter. And we are back from the timeout. Like I was saying, 4 minutes left in this second quarter. The game is all tied up. Chaminade 3, Seton Hall Prep also 3. RJ, what have been the keys to the game so far?
Well, I mean, as we saw in the first quarter, Chaminade looked like they found the way to beat Seton Hall. Their time on attack and the Seton Hall defense started to crumble. And then all of a sudden, once Chaminade took the 3-run lead, Seton Hall buckled down and kind of flipped the script and made Chaminade play their own game. They made them all play in the defensive zone for Chaminade, and that's the best way to shut down the Chaminade offense, is not allow them to get into the offensive area, and so far it's worked. Jake Collins has been unbelievable for the Flyers so far, and that's why this game remains 3-3, as he has 3 saves, but a lot of close calls, as he's had to do a really good job manning the net front.
I can definitely agree. Just a recap of the goal scorers so far. Ryan Basil has 2 goals. Both of those were taking place in the first quarter. And also, Gavin Martin also has 2 goals, both in this second quarter. O'Rourke to Ruse. Back up to Knapp. Knapp getting around his man. Defender throws a stick at him, gets around him anyway. Knapp back to Ruse. Ruse trying to get over Trapani. Trapani up, and it's an errant shot again. Both of these teams have had great shots, but some not so good ones, as we see here. Ruse trying to get around his defender. Ruse up to Knapp. Knapp up to Russo. Russo trying to make a pass, and he can't. Up to Knapp. And it's another errant shot just high from Kelly Knapp. RJ, we've seen a lot of these kind of shots so far. What can they fix here?
Yeah, we have, and these teams are so close in skill. This is one of the best games of the year. So whichever team's going to stop missing the net and start to hit the net is going to be the team that easily gets this one done, because for both sides, it's really been if they can hit the net. They've both done a good job offensively.
I can definitely agree. We're having a little bit of a scuffle down in midfield. Minory up to Frazier-Mall. Frazier-Mall back to Martin. Martin, 2 goals scored in the second quarter. 2:45 left with 49 seconds left on the shot clock. Frazier-Mall up to Martin. Martin back all the way around to number 24. Frazier-Mall to Martin. Back to Martin. Martin again to Minory. They're having a pass.
Let's go, Chaminade!
And it's a great shot put up by number 24, William Deary, but it's blocked by Jake Collins once again. Jake Collins, 4 goals on the day. How has he been doing so far? Zorro tries to get the ball. He's pushed down. Zorro, there's going to be no flag on the play. RJ, like I was saying, how is Jake Collins and then also Brennan Lyons been in net for this game?
I mean, yeah, they're just taking up everything they can, putting their bodies on the line for both squads. Winning this game means so much to each program, and their netminders have been no short of amazing.
I can definitely agree so far. Knapp up to Russo. Russo trying to get around his defender. He does, and it's an errant pass, almost went in the goal. Basil getting around his defender, and he falls in the process. Russo again has the ball. Russo up to Sapienza. Russo. Russo getting around all the way, and he does not. He falls down as number 10, Doug Ruse, gets the ball off the deflection up to Basil. Basil trying to get closer to the goal. Basil has 2 goals today. And it's going to be a pass deflected by Seton Hall. Big hit, ball comes loose. And that ball is going to get out of... No, not out of bounds. Back up to the goalie, Brennan Lyons. That was a great save from going out of bounds right there by Seton Hall. Seton Hall up to Frijamal. Coakley trying to go all the way to the goal and shoot. He does just that! He shoots and he scores! Alex Coakley extends Seton Hall Prep's lead 1 goal at a time. Seton Hall takes their first lead of the game with just over 40 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, that was a great shot from Alex Coakley, but it started with Brendan Lyons on the other end and them able to move the ball up with a great save. That was a whole team effort for Seton Prep, and that's what you love to see.
It's going to be a false start on Lucas Santucci, and Josh Granum is going to get the ball. Granum up to Sable. Sable all the way around to the end of the goal. 30 seconds left in this half. Shot clock is off. Sable trying to get around his man. 25 seconds left in this half. Sable getting around his defender, Trapani. Trapani trying to get off of Sable. Sable cannot. It's going to be an errant pass. The ball's going to go in the air. It's going to be a ground ball. 10 seconds left in this half. The ball is going to roll, and it's going to keep rolling. We got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and that is going to end the first half. Great shot attempt at the end, but that wouldn't have counted as the time has expired. RJ, we will be back for some second half action from Mineola, New York. And we're live for some second half action. Chaminade Flyers are taking on the Seton Hall Prep Piracy. If you're just tuning in, Chaminade is losing currently 3-4. The face-off is going to happen in just a few seconds. Beckham Fisher versus Josh Granum once again. It's going to be a scuffle for the ball. Nobody has it yet. It's going to be a ground ball. Rolls into Chaminade territory. Number 1 is going to pick the ball up to Frigemal. Frigemal trying to get around him. He does. Up to Martin. Back to Frigemal. To Minami. Back to Frigemal once again. Martin passing it up to Sable. Pautos. Sable again. Sable trying to get around his man. He can. Frigemal to Merklinker back to Pautos. Pautos getting around his man. Pautos passes again. Martin gets hit, gets a pass off to Pautos pretty efficiently. He shoots, and it's going to be deflected once again by Chaminade's goalie, number 33, Jake Collins.
Yeah, great job by Collins there. Again, Seton Hall has scored 3 unanswered, but it has not been on Jake Collins. He has done an unbelievable job for the Flyers, keeping them in this game.
This defense has been doing great so far for Seton Hall. Chaminade, they're lacking a little bit. They're not really playing as a team on defense. They're really just focusing on 2 guys when there's 4 or 5 guys back there at the time. Sapienza and Knapp having a catch. Sapienza getting around his man, charging to the goal, trying to find Russo. He does not. He goes back instead up to Ruse. Ruse to Knapp. Knapp trying to get around his man again. It's going to be an intended pass to Basil, picked up by Ruse. Ruse passed back to Jack Russo. Jack Russo trying to get around his man. He can. He's trying to get the ball, and it's a pass up to number 18, Peter Sapienza. Sapienza getting around his man. Sapienza trying to find a pass. He cannot. He gets up to Russo. Russo the X. Pass to Basil, and it's going to be blocked and saved by the goalie Brennan Lyons for Seton Hall. 9:40 left to go in this third quarter. Lyons passing it up all the way. Shot clock is on. Martin, there's no one there. No one in front of the goal, and it's passed, and it's deflected. It's going to be Seton Hall ball. Zeke Frigemal has the ball now. Frigemal up to... Oh, Frigemal to Jack Merklinker. Jack Merklinker has his first goal of the game. Great job from the pass to Merklinker. And it's going to be Seton Hall 5, Chaminade 3, with 9:15 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, that is a killer for the Flyers, a momentum killer. They started off doing pretty well on the Seton Hall side, and all of a sudden they come back down, and now it's a 2-goal game, and Chaminade's got to recoup.
Chaminade started the game off 3-1. Now Seton Hall has 4 goals in a row unanswered without Chaminade. It's going to be a scuffle in the middle between the face-off guys, Santucci and Granum. No one has the ball yet. It's soon going to be called dead. Santucci still can't get the ball. And it's going to be picked up by Josh Granum. Granum charging around. Granum getting around his defender, and he can. Granum trying to get a pass off. He cannot. Granum up to Minami. Minami trying to get around his man. There's 3 guys on him. He's going to get pushed out of bounds. No flag on the call. Pautos up to Martin. Martin trying to get a pass off. He does. Frigemal is close to being out of bounds. Going to watch that. Minami now up to number 27. Deary up to Frigemal. Pautos back to number 24. Sorry, number 27. He shoots, and it's going to be deflected off the goalie, and it's going to be pushed down. It's going to be Minarelli being pushed down. Number 24 has the ball now. Minarelli up to the goal. Paltos trying to get around him. Paltos being covered by one of the best defensemen on this team for Chaminade. Martin trying to get his third goal of this game. Defender falls down, switches on, and back off. Minarelli up to Frigemal. Frigemal up to Martin. Deary to Martin again. It's going to be a shot wide left of the goal, and it's going to be Chaminade ball. Picked up by Charles Ludwig. Ludwig all the way up to Ben Rayner, from the bottom to the top of this field. Collins stepping all the way up, almost to midfield. It's going to be dropped. Collins is now back in the goal. It's going to be Minarelli picking up the ball. Collins now back in goal. Frigemal trying to get around his man, Kelly Knapp. Frigemal, the X. Frigemal back up to Martin. Frigemal trying to find his man. Gets it up to Sable. Sable trying to get around his man. He does. He gets close. He goes around to Minarelli. Minarelli up to Merkwinker. Jack Merkwinker! His second goal of the game! His second of the third quarter. Seton Hall extends their lead to 3. Chaminade 3, Seton Hall 6.
Yeah, this is starting to become a killer for the Flyers momentum-wise. It's now 6-3. They need to relax and chip away at this game because you can see the frustration starting to kick in. Seton Hall taking advantage of the refs letting them play. We'll see if Chaminade can chip away here with 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
And we're back to the face-off. Josh Granum taking on Beckham Fisher again. It's going to be a false start once again on Beckham Fisher. And it's going to be Josh Granum picking up the ball. Granum charging, running at his fastest speed. Up to Martin. Martin to Frigemal. Frigemal to Minarelli. Minarelli trying to find his man. He does. Frigemal the X. Up to Martin. Martin back to Sable. Paltos just checked into this game. Sable still has the ball. Sable back to Martin.
Chaminade can just not seem to get the ball back into the offensive side, and Seton Hall really just milking this clock out right now.
5:50 left in this third quarter. We got 20 seconds left on the shot clock. It's going to be picked back up by Ben Rayner, and it's going to be an errant pass by Ben Rayner to the goalie, Jake Collins. That ball is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Seton Hall prep ball. Seton Hall's Minarelli picking up the ball. Minarelli up to Paltos. Paltos up to Merkwinker. Merkwinker 2 goals on the day so far. Merkwinker back to Paltos. Paltos trying to find his man. He cannot. He steps up and he gets deflected. Paltos trying to get a shot, and it hits the top of the crossbar. Back up to Merkwinker. Merkwinker to Sable. Merkwinker runs towards the goal again. Sable gets the ball, trying to charge the goal, just like Merkwinker did. He does, and it's a great save by the goalie, Jake Collins. No one can pick it up, and Jake Collins still has the ball. Up to Ben Rayner. Ben Rayner trying to find his man. He does. Jack Russo, the midfielder. Russo bobbles the ball, drops it, and picks it right back up before Seton Hall has a chance to dive on that ball. Russo trying to find his man. 3-on-1 right now. Up to Rayner, and it's a bad pass. It's going to be Seton Hall ball. Sable now has the ball. 4:45 left in this third quarter.
The Flyers are crumbling. Everything seems to be falling apart. Seton Hall grabbed that lead. Chaminade has just been unable to gain any momentum back, and they've really cut down on their turnovers, has Seton Hall.
Frigemal up to Martin. Martin to Sable. Sable back to Paltos. Paltos trying to find his man. He does not. He's looking, and he finds Sable back at the top of the key. Finds his man, Martin. Martin shoots from the side of the goal, and Gavin Martin has his third goal of the day. Seton Hall 7, Chaminade 3, with 4:19 left in this third quarter.
Yeah, Chaminade is falling apart. We have a timeout for the Flyers. And yeah, for Chaminade, you just have to wonder, this is when you can now find out what team you really are. Will you crumble down 7-3, or will you at least put up a fight? This is huge for the Flyers going into the playoffs. They haven't gotten beat like this all year. We'll see if they could recoup it for Seton Hall. They are for real, and they are looking ferocious heading into the postseason.
Seton Hall, 6 unanswered goals, as Chaminade has taken a 3-1 lead. Since then, Seton Hall has been doing a great job. The last goal for Chaminade was scored by Gavin Zorlo back in the second quarter. Now, Seton Hall has been doing great. They have 3 goals in this third quarter, 2 scored by Jack Merkrinker, and then in addition, Seton Hall, another multi-goal scorer, Gavin Martin, also has 2 goals in this game. Seton Hall extends their lead to 4. RJ, what do you think is going on that Chaminade sideline right now?
I mean, I think head coach is telling them to regroup and recoup. It's a 4-goal game, but there's plenty of time left, and Chaminade's high-powered offense can get them back into this game. But I do believe that the refs allowing them to play with this physicality is favoring Seton Hall right now, as they've played with it all year in their intense defense, and right now they are beating Chaminade at their own game as they're dominating the offensive side of the field.
Chaminade is looking right now to even get some goals on the board now. They haven't scored since the beginning of this second quarter for this game. They really need to just find their rhythm, get back, and maybe be a little more physical. As RJ was saying, the refs are allowing Seton Hall to play pretty physically. I think due to Seton Hall having different rules compared to Chaminade, and Seton Hall is looking to extend their lead even further. If they can, this will be a pretty dominant victory for Seton Hall.
Yeah, and if they do win, this would be a gut-wrenching loss for Chaminade, their first at home this year.
Yes, so Chaminade's undefeated at home as Luca Santucci takes the face off Josh Cranham. Josh Cranham gets the ball. He passes up to Minarumi. Minarumi finds his man. He finds Frijamal. Frijamal back to Minarumi. Minarumi cannot find his man, but he goes back to Frijamal. Frijamal passes up to Martin. Martin has 2 goals so far this game.
It's kind of hard to put your finger on what has been the issue for the Flyers. It just is like Seton Hall is burning them out.
3:45 left in this third quarter with 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Chaminade is still down 4 goals, 7-3. It's going to be a defensive showing, and it's going to be picked up back by Minarumi. Minarumi cannot get the ball off to Merkrinker, but he does. Merkrinker up to Martin. Martin back to Frijamal. Frijamal up to Casey Minarumi. Minarumi tries to get around his guy. He does. He passes to Sable. Sable gets a shot off, and it's deflected off of the goalie. Shot clock is off. It's going to be Chaminade ball. Shot clock does expire, and that is Chaminade's ball. RJ, Seton Hall does not play with the shot clock. What do you think that's affecting this game for?
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's affected them at all. They've gotten used to it, and they're doing a better job than Chaminade is. They're milking out this shot clock and doing a really good job of using it to their advantage. And for Chaminade, as they call a timeout here, they are not getting to any loose balls. Seton Hall is beating them to every ball, and it has been just a disappointing second half for the Flyers.
I can completely agree. We are almost 10 minutes into this second half, and Chaminade really has not put up a fight so far. We have 3 minutes left in this third quarter. RJ, I can completely agree with what you were saying earlier about Seton Hall milking this play clock, and back in New Jersey, they're going to use this to their advantage, playing a fast-paced game, and they're going to catch their opponents down in Jersey a little bit lacking sometimes as they keep up this fast pace of play. Chaminade really lacking in this department right now. Chaminade having a good defensive stand, but Seton Hall really adjusted to these rules. The defense for Chaminade has been caught a little bit in the wind, and they're not really playing to their best standards of defense, not to discredit Jake Collins, who has 7 goals on the day, compared to Brennan Ryan's 10.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't blame this on Collins whatsoever. But what you want to see from Chaminade is a team that's going to come back and fight. Because if you're the head coach and you lose this game, but your team comes back and fights in the 4th quarter, you take that any time. But what you don't want to see is them giving up, but it seems as if that's what they're doing right now. But in terms for Jake Collins, he has done an unbelievable job keeping the ball out, but his defense just has been non-existent in front of him in the second half, as they're outscoring the Flyers 3-0 to start in the 3rd quarter.
Chaminade has a 23% shot on goal so far. Not so great. Seton Hall has a 50% goal rate on their shots on goal. Zorro passing it up to Russo. Russo trying to get around the goalie. He does. He's the X. Russo getting around the goalie, behind his defender, up to Ruse. Ruse to Russo. Russo getting to his man. Russo drops the ball and it's picked up again by Seton Hall. And it's going to be a ground ball again. They're fighting for it. It's going to be picked up by Doug Ruse, number 10. Ruse to Trapani. Trapani to O'Rourke. O'Rourke trying to get his man. O'Rourke finds Russo. Russo dodges his defender. He gets around him. And it's once again deflected and saved by the goalie for Seton Hall, Brennan Lyons. What a goal. What a day this has been for Brennan Lyons. 11 saves today. Coakley tries to get around his defender. He does. Coakley charging up the field. Coakley is trying to find his man. He does. That's Gavin Martin on the top side. Gavin Martin juking his defender. Tries to find Minory. He finds Minory. Back up to Martin. Martin now to Frijamal. Frijamal trying to find his man. He does. That's going to be Jack Merkrinker at the top side of the key. Merkrinker getting around his man Trapani. He does, and he does it pretty efficiently. Merkrinker up to Sable, and it's going to be an errant pass picked up, but just before it goes out of bounds and it's going to be a shot, and it's going to be a 360 spin and turn, and it's going to be deflected by the goalie Jake Collins. What a shot that would have been for Zeke Frijamal. That ball goes just out of bounds as Jack Russo tries to get it and keep it in bounds. Jack Merkrinker now has the ball, charging up, gets it up. Frijamal back behind the goal. Sable has checked in this game, as he hasn't been in the game for a little bit. We got just under a minute left in this 3rd quarter. Merkrinker tries to find him. Merkrinker does find Minory. 35 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. He finds Sable. Sable up to Paltos. 30 seconds left. 25 in this shot clock. Shot clock is off. Tries to find his man, charges up, 15 seconds left. Gavin Martin shoots, and he scores! Number 15, Gavin Martin has his 3rd goal of the day. What a day for Gavin Martin. Gavin Martin is tied with Chaminade for the amount of goals. Gavin Martin has 3, and Chaminade as a whole has 3. 12 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. RJ, what a game it's been so far.
Yeah, we thought coming in this game was going to be a lot closer, but Seton Hall Prep proving us all wrong, and they have dominated the Flyers, and in this quarter alone, a 4-0 goal differential.
We have a new face-off guy for Chaminade. RJ Moore checks into the game, and Grantham once again beats the face-off, gets it, shoots, and it's deflected off the goalie. It's going to be Seton Hall ball. Zeke Frijamal has the ball now. Frijamal up to Paltos. Paltos jumps, and it's deflected off the goalie Jake Collins again. That ball is going to roll out of bounds, and it's going to be Casey Minory throwing in And that is going to be it for the third quarter. We will be back for some fourth quarter action as Chaminade tries to regain some of its losses. And we're back for fourth quarter action in Mineola, New York. Chaminade Flyers are currently down 5 goals to Seton Hall. Seton Hall 8, Chaminade 3. RJ, what have been this game so far? What is going to continue for Seton Hall, and what has been not doing so great for Chaminade?
Well, we know that both teams so far haven't played any of their subs. I'm not sure if this is a tactic to play the guys that they're going to play in the playoffs and get them ready for this tough matchup. But answering your question, John, so far, Seton Hall Prep has not turned the ball over. Since that first quarter when they were down 3-1, they had trouble keeping the ball, and now it's flipped. Chaminade's passes have been horrendous, and it has not looked good for the Flyers so far, and it is now 8-3 as we start the fourth quarter.
Beckham Fisher back for the faceoff, the usual man taking on Josh Granum. Teams have switched sides, just to make a note of that. Fisher and the faceoff. Fisher gets it. He goes around Granum. Granum forces him to drop it. Trapani gets in there. Trapani's running at his high speed. Trapani's stick is knocked out, and it's no good. The ball's in the air again. Oh, it's deflected out of his. It's gonna be dead ball, Chaminade ball. What a physicality game so far, RJ. This game's really been a show of physicality for Seton Hall.
Yeah, Seton Hall, but now the Flyers starting to get in the mix. If they want to make a comeback bid, they're gonna start to try to do that.
And they can definitely do that now. It's not too late. We have 11:30 left in the fourth quarter. This game is going to come to an end in about 11 minutes, but there is definitely time for a comeback. Russo trying to coordinate O'Rourke. O'Rourke gets the ball after the pass. O'Rourke stepping up. O'Rourke back to Trapani. Trapani shoots, and it's deflected off the goalie, Lyons. Lyons is having a great game so far. 12 saves.
Yeah, Lyons, the backbone of this unbelievable Seton Hall defense, and he is the main guy of why that Seton Hall's defense is so stifling.
Chaminade currently shooting 25% goals to saves, and Seton Hall has been doing a lot better than that. Just to make mention of it, Seton Hall has not had the ball in Chaminade's territory this quarter. We'll see what happens. It's a wild pass. Cokery to Sable. Sable trying to go up. Sable finds his man, Merkranker. Now to Martin. Martin to Frigemal. Frigemal up to Minory. Minory finds his guy, Frigemal again. Back to Martin. Paltos. Merkranker trying to. He steam rushes his defender. Paltos drops the ball. He picks it right back up and cannot get it off of Genovese. Sable gets the ball now. Sable's trying to find a passer. Oh, and Sable gets a hit to the head. It's not going to be called. Merkranker now. Merkranker trying to find someone to pass to and find Sable. Sable's going to look back. Sable is going to push forward against his defender, and he's going to get to the goal. It's going to be passed to Minami, and he does not get it. Martin, and it's a shot clock violation. Shot clock violation. Their second of the game. Seton Hall, though having some great opportunities with the shot clock, they've had 2 turnovers because of the shot clock.
Yeah, but you don't mind that if you're Seton Hall. Due to the score of the game, you'll milk all that time out if you need to.
Exactly. Now trying to get and he steps out of bounds, and it's Seton Hall ball. Errant pass. Minami now gets around his man. Minami up to Frijamal. Frijamal not playing the X right now, as we've seen all game. Paltos up to Deary. Deary to number 27. Deary back to Paltos. Paltos trying to step up on Trapani. He can. He does. He steps up. He gets a hit. And he's knocked down to the ground by Trapani. A flag is on the play. It looks like it's going to be on Trapani. The play is still alive. Once again, another big hit from Chaminade. That is definitely a penalty right now.
Yeah, you could definitely see the frustration kicking in for the Flyers. Trapani, an unnecessary illegal hit to the head. And then Chaminade, I mean, the aggression is good, but they're just unable to get themselves under control to go make an attack, and time is ticking fast for the Flyers.
Time is definitely ticking fast right now. That's going to be 8:55 left in the 4th quarter, and the rest of this game is yet to unfold. Jack Merkrinker now going to pass the ball in. Passes up to Minami. Minami to Martin. Martin back to Minami. Minami trying to find his man. He does not. He goes back to Martin. Martin back to Minami once again. They're having a catch. Paltos to Sable. Sable tries to get a shot off. He does, and it's deflected, and it rolls back into out of bounds, and it's going to be Seton Hall prep ball. Seton Hall ball is going to be Gavin Martin once again with the ball. Martin to Sable. Sable trying to find his man. He does not. He does. He finds Paltos. Paltos remaining in the backfield. Minami finds Sable again.
You know, John, I'll tell you, for a team that doesn't use the shot clock, Seton Hall is doing an unbelievable job of using it to their advantage.
10 seconds left in the shot clock, 8 minutes left to go. 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Tries to get a last minute to spare shot off, and it's not. Once again, on another Seton Hall prep shot clock violation. It's going to be a turnover. Ben Rayner now has the ball at the long stick. Passes up to Russo. Russo tries to find his man across the field. Tries to find Kelly Knapp. He cannot. That ball will go out of bounds, and it's going to be Seton Hall ball once again.
Yeah, but John, again, a minute comes off the clock if Seton Hall just milks that time, and they're such a well-coached team that their program over the years has become so superior, and now a team that doesn't even use the shot clock is using it better than the Flyers.
I completely agree with that. Chaminade right now, 3 goals, haven't scored since the 2nd quarter. Chaminade's momentum has really been down into the turmoil right now as he finds Knapp. Knapp trying to get around his defender. Trapani up to Russo. And Russo's going to look for his man Knapp. He does. And he gets that pass off. O'Rourke behind Knapp. Knapp passes to O'Rourke. O'Rourke tries to get around his defender. He does. O'Rourke back to Basil, and it's going to be a shot, and it's going to go into Chaminade territory. It's going to be picked up by the long stick, Ben Rayner, and it will be called dead, and it will be Seton Hall ball. Passes into Martin. Good save by Jake Collins, and it's going to be Chaminade ball. 6:40 left in this half. I'm sorry, in this game. Oh! So Kona cannot get the ball. It's going to be picked up by number 0, Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown fights for it. And it's going to be Seton Hall ball, the ref says. Coaches are not happy with that. It's going to be a timeout also called. 6:30 left in this fourth quarter. Chaminade's hope at a comeback is really fading, and it's fading fast.
Yeah, and at this point, John, what do? Do you start to play some of your subs to get them big-time game experience, or do you keep your guys in that you're going to roll within the playoffs? But again, we kept saying it, that all Chaminade needs to do is just chip away at this game for some momentum going into their matchup with most likely St. Anthony's. So, unfortunately for Chaminade, they just haven't been able to grab that momentum back. Ever since they made it 3-1, Seton Hall called a timeout, a great timeout. And now, all of a sudden, 7 unanswered for the Piracy.
7 unanswered indeed. Chaminade has their second to last game of the regular season. They're taking on Manhasset this Saturday right here at Gold Star Stadium in Mineola, New York. Chaminade right now trying to chip away, like RJ said, at this deficit. Try to keep that momentum going into the Regs Rock lead the way game against Manhasset High School, and that's going to be Manhasset's JV team. Chaminade really not putting up the best game ever since that second quarter started. They haven't scored since the second quarter, and Seton Hall has just been answering back. However, Seton Hall does not have a goal this quarter.
Yeah, pure domination, though, from Seton Hall. Super smart playing and just waiting and trying to get out of here with a big-time victory and a boost to try to win the New Jersey championship.
Chaminade and Seton Hall, 6:30 left to go. Seton Hall did beat St. Anthony's earlier in the season, and Chaminade also did beat St. Anthony's, but Seton Hall is truly prevailing in this game against the Flyers. Minery up to Merkranker to Paltos. Paltos to Sable. Sable to Frigemal. Back to Martin. Minery now. Minery looks for his man, goes back to Martin. Merkranker to Paltos. Sable to Frigemal. Frigemal back to Sable. Sable back to Paltos. It's an errant pass. It's going to be picked up by Anthony Trapani, the midi. And it's going to be blocked down again. And it's going to be picked up. No, it's not. It's not going to be picked up. It's a scuffle. It's still a scuffle. It's a ground ball. Nobody can get the ball yet. Paltos comes away with the ball, gets pushed down, and there's a flag on the play. Chaminade's physicality is really not working in their advantage so far. They have 3 penalties in this third quarter because of physicality. They're trying to size up the Seton Hall team, and it's really not working. Trapani again, another penalty on him.
Yeah, just frustration from him as he was really upset at something there, and Chaminade just, it hasn't gone their way, but you don't want your guys to get into any scuffles or fights at this point in the season.
Yeah, so we got 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game, and Chaminade's hope at making a comeback or even winning this game is fading. Paltos to Merkranker to Minery. Minery tries to find his man Martin. He does. Gavin Martin, 3 goals today, by the way. Sable up to Paltos. Paltos back to Merkranker. Minery now. Minery back up to Merkranker. Paltos again. Paltos shoots and he's deflected off the goalie, Jake Collins. And it's going to be Seton Hall ball once again. Gavin Martin is going to be throwing the ball in. Martin charges at his defender, tries to get to the goal. He cannot. Sable. Oh, and it's going to be an errant throw, errant goal once again, errant shot on goal once again from Seton Hall. Martin now. Martin passes up to Sable. Sable looking for Paltos. He does. Minery back to Paltos. Sable tries to find his man. He does. Paltos is there again. Martin again. He shoots, and once again, it's wide right. Up the goal. And it's going to be picked up by Jack Merkranker back in this game.
Yeah, again, I mean, this hasn't been a picture-perfect game for Seton Hall, but yet they're still up 8-3.
5 seconds. It's going to be 7 seconds left on this play clock. 4:35 left to go in this final minutes of the game. Gavin Martin. Shot clock is back up and running, and 5 seconds have been added to the overall game clock. Trapani tries to get around his defender. He does, gets around 2, gets around 3. Trapani charging up the field. Still going, no passes yet. 2-on-1. Trapani tries to find the goal. He gets a hit to the head. It's going to be a flag. That's most likely called on Alex Coakley for Seton Hall. And it's going to be Seton Hall ball. Excuse me, it's going to be Chaminade ball. Flag on Alex Coakley, number 1 for Seton Hall.
Saw Trapani, his elite speed, able to blow right by him, and no choice to take that penalty there.
Coming off the penalty, it's going to be Chaminade with the ball. Chaminade still not playing their subs, trying to get some big-time action from their starters, and we got 4:10 left in this game. O'Rourke to Russo. Russo back to O'Rourke. They're having a catch. Russo to Ruse. O'Rourke back to Russo. Russo up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke to Ruse. Zolo's knocked down as the ball finds its way to the goalie Mayans for Seton Hall. It's going to be a high pass, and it's going to be dropped, and it's going to be bobbled, and it's going to be still going. It's still going out. Jack Russo has the ball now. Jack Russo shoots, and he scores! Jack Russo's first goal of the game. Chaminade 4, Seton Hall 8.
And in general, that goal won't matter much for the game, but a big goal for the Flyers, a good team goal. Great pass from Desmond O'Rourke and a bounce shot from Jack Russo off the ground and in the net. It's now 8-4 with 3:31 remaining.
If they can keep this momentum up, they have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to score 4 more goals. If they can keep this momentum up and keep the game going at a fast pace, they definitely can. But Seton Hall will probably try to chew this clock away as the faceoff happens. Grantham cannot get the ball, nor can Santucci. Santucci cannot get it. It's down to Trapani. Trapani bobbles it again. Trapani gets the ball back. Trapani racing past his defender. Trapani shoots, and it's deflected, and it's back into the hands of Ruse. Ruse tries to find his man. We got just over 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. O'Rourke tries to find his man. He cannot. He passes to Zorro, who just checked into the game. Zorro back to Sapienza. Sapienza's going to look for O'Rourke. He does. He finds him. O'Rourke trying to play the physicality. That's Russo, excuse me. And it's going to be out of bounds. Chaminade ball. Chaminade ball now. It's number 10 for Chaminade, Doug Ruse. We have 2:35 left in this game. Chaminade's hope at a comeback is fading. Back to Coakley. Coakley has one goal this game, excuse me. And Coakley will try to get past him. He does. Coakley's going to be deep into Chaminade's territory. Shot clock is on now as Coakley checks out, and he finds Martin on the bottom side of this field. Merkranker up to Sable. Sable tries to find his man. He doesn't. He starts to charge up on Chaminade's defense. 2 minutes to go. Chaminade still down 4-8. It's a good shot attempt by Xavier Brown, but that ball is going to go wide, and it's still going to be Seton Hall ball. Seton Hall now, Zeke Friesem up to Sable. Sable tries to find his man. He does not. He charges around the defender. He jukes him, and the defender's still on him. Bit of physicality showing for Chaminade right now. Chaminade cannot get the ball as it's a ground ball again. Merkranker picks it back up. 1:30 left to go. shot clock does expire, and it's going to be Chaminade ball. This Seton Hall team is really just trying to chew the clock right now, even if that results in a shot clock violation, OJ.
Yep, definitely. 1 minute remaining, and Seton Hall looks like they're going to break the Chaminade Flyers' undefeated season at home.
It's going to be Sarkona. Joe Sarkona back up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke tries to find his man, Russo. He does. Russo tries to get a last-second goal. 55 seconds left. It's going to be way over the top, and it's going to be Seton Hall ball. 50 seconds to go in this game. Chaminade is looking like they will lose their undefeated home season and their 7-game win streak as they head into the Regs Rock leading up to the playoffs. Chaminade, this would be a really tough blow for Chaminade right now, and it looks like Gavin Martin's going to try to find his man. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds to go. Milkmaker tries to find his man. 15 seconds left. Five seconds. 3, 2, as Milkmaker. And that's the game. Seton Hall Prep from New Jersey wins 8-4.
Yeah, the Flyers unable to get this win, but you need to move past this game for Chaminade. As for the Flyers, they have a big game this weekend versus Manhasset, and then they have the playoffs. So for them, a bad game, but a good learning experience. And for Seton Hall Prep, a dominating victory as they're going to go into the playoffs red hot.
Seton Hall snaps Chaminade's 7-game win streak and 6-game win streak at home. OJ, as Chaminade moves into this weekend and into the playoffs, they really need to fix up their defense and keep that momentum going. What do you say?
Yeah, they do, and their offense is usually their strong suit, but only 4 goals on the day. So, again, they say the best defense is offense, and today they had no offense, and that's why they fell short.
Just a quick notable guys of the game. Gavin Martin, 4 goals in this game. What a game for him. I'd like to give a special shout out to our stats guy, Matt Shue, Matt Lesser, the PA, OJ, and I'm John Thomas, signing out. I'll see you back next time from Mineola, New York.